Hello, hello. Welcome back to Cassandra's Curse, where all the knowing does no good when nobody will listen to me. Why is nobody listening? Just kidding. Wait for some more people to wrangle in. And as I've told you guys, I am trying to do more live streams over here and reconnect with the audience. And because I can't live stream on the other channel right now because I got a strike. So at least we can congregate over here and have a discussion. And, you know, I asked the audience to comb through the older videos to see if they could find anything. And wow, somebody found Pickleboy's old channel with all his music uploaded to it, a lot of rap music. Very telling. If you look at the lyrics, he's talking about killing people, he's talking about child abuse, he's talking about not believing in God. So let me get you that link right now so you guys can check it out for yourselves. He's also choking out a scared child in one of his thumbnails to one of his songs. So I don't know if you guys want to check that out at all, but there's the video or the channel. So let me say a quick hello to everyone who was gracious enough to pop in here and click the like button and hang out with me today. Kyle King, nice to see you back. I knew you'd be back. Super JJ, Into Surgery. Hello. President Trump, Michael Fairfax, Princess Skate, and Brigitte. Do you like how I say your name? Can I say it like that? Brigitte. See, there's Bridget over there, and then I have Brigitte. Okay. She's a highly respectable, beautiful lady. She's my mod. So she deserves a very expensive, luxurious accent. I give this to her, okay? Edward, how are you back? Your channel was I clicked on it the other day and it said you were taken down. It said they took your channel down. Did they give it back to you? Or is this a different channel? Ah, this might be something different. There's 19 subs. Excuse me. Okay. So, if you guys have the chance, click on that link. It's going to take you to a channel of Pickleboy's where he's got a lot of rap music. So we know that he can rap. We know he can write. We know he's talented in that facet. But hey, what's up, Mer? What's going on, honey? So what's the difference here? Because we see he's talented. We see that he's a musician and a rapper and an entertainer. Well, he incorporates child abuse and a sickness, almost like a sadism, in his writing. Other than, I mean, he's talking about killing people. He's got a music video where he's holding up a knife to Princess, pretending to stab her, talking about burying dead bodies, talking about not believing in God. And you might be thinking, whoa. What do you mean he's got a song where he doesn't believe in God? He just wrote Dear Dad. And he says his dad's a good dad, and he alludes to heaven and talks about, believing in God. He's, yeah, he's lying to you guys. That's a lie. It's just an opinion. He's not going to be talking about not believing in God now. Can you turn that down? No. Me. I can hear myself. He's not going to talk about not believing in God if he needs sympathy to push backpacks for $40 with Anger Never Dies. Okay, so we have to take that into consideration, which I definitely don't agree with. But some of these lyrics are heartbreaking. I don't know if you guys want me to read some of the lyrics of some of these videos. And this thumbnail to this thong, excuse me. Dong, da dong, dong, dong. This thumbnail to this song called Thoughtless, he's wearing the Michael Myers mask and he's choking out his nephew. Guys want to check that out? It just feels like the more we look at, the more we find, the more the audience finds, as this was someone in the audience who came across this and was disturbed by it. It just leads back to more and more abuse. But there's something very important I want to read to you guys, because he's the mascot of the family. Was his abuse role, was to take all the pain and to create it into something funny. So I need to find... Oh, wait, no, it's not this one. Hang on, give me a second, guys. want to read you some lyrics. Because if you don't believe me that he takes pain and he creates comedy out of it, well, then believe his own lyrics. Believe his own words. Because it's in his lyrics. I just got to find it here. This is on the song called Numb on the channel that's in the description or in the chat. Okay? And I quote, these are some of his lyrics. He says, can I read? It's okay if I read these, right? Okay. He says, oh my God, I'm fucking numb. Man, nothing makes me overcome. The thought of loss your loved ones feel is nothing to me. Fuck what is wrong. Enough, I'm fucking done. This hurt you feel is nothing more than laughter to me. What the fuck? I've never cared. And that's because. And he just goes on and on. Oh, you want to hear the next part? Here's the next part. And I quote Pickleboy's song, the song called Numb. He says, I'm going to beat the kids and leave them crying. I guess I'm all sort of violent. Mean, but geez, I think these bastards saw their mama dying. Please be quiet. Why are you trying to make me snap? This knife's sharp, and I will. I mean, I use it, abusing you. Choose to skew you. Wit, brute, when I hit. These fists on your cheek, shit, and I stick up your lips and my, you know what. So you guys might want to read these lyrics because it's very telling of an abusive life, of having thoughts of killing people, talking about abusing children, talk about murdering his girlfriend, hurting people, talking about burying dead bodies and digging them up, and going so far and also talking about the car accident that he saw or alluding to it in one video. I don't know. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Kyle says Pickleboy sounds disturbed because these lyrics are disgusting. Yeah, absolutely. If you take a look at certain people that have ties back to having done something creative, and they've done something pretty sick in our society to film child abuse or women being abused and collect money for it, and then stay silent about it while trying to hide it, while trying to rip down the channel that's exposing it. Or if you want to take a look at, I forgot who it was. It was one of these people that shot up one of these colleges years back. He was a writer. And if you take a look at his writing, it was very sick. He had a very sick mind. And it got intermixed and mixed up with his talents, which for anybody could be anything. And for Pickleboy, I think that's writing and rapping and, you know, being comedic, but it comes from somewhere. It comes from his abusive childhood. He's talking about knives left and right. What do we see in a lot of this footage? We see the old man and Pickleboy being very, very, they're not being very careful. And they're waving knives around to animals, children, each other, throwing knives. Ooh, hearing some of these songs about how he doesn't believe in God. And knowing that he created Dear Dad for millions of children. You got to turn that off. Millions of children to listen to. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. For millions of children to listen to, and for it to be normalized, and for them to believe something that's not true. I think I had stated this a couple months ago, that he was using religion, and he's not even a believer. He's not even a confirmed believer, but he knows that the majority of the audience is. So he'll use it against you. He'll manipulate you. He'll say, well, I'm a believer, or my dad was a good dad, and he'll allude to heaven, and he'll talk about God. And that, well, I don't think he believes in God. I mean, he's already written a bunch of songs where he says he's not a believer. And that's when he's not calling God an asshole and spraying silly string on him to disrespect the mom. But I'll go ahead and drop. Oh, it's so interesting. Do you guys remember? Maybe you won't remember. I remember. I'll tell you. About 6 months ago, the cleanup guy was trying to normalize himself to his audience as if he wasn't an abuser. And he made sure to say, and that's when he's not abusing people online or manipulating or so-called cleaning up situations, when he's just messing things up even more. He said, and I quote, and excuse my language, he said he doesn't use the word goddamn. Well, it doesn't matter because Pickleboy does and the old man did. So there's another rap song where Pickleboy says goddamn and he talks about not believing in God. And he wrote it as an adult, so I'm pretty sure that's how he feels. But I'm sure he would love to think more than anything now that you believe that he's a believer. I don't think we're buying it. Just like everyone knows that you know about this channel and are staying silent, but are immaturely watching while having immature retorts to the channel. You know, either address it and raise the awareness or ignore it completely. But the game playing and the line's got to stop, because that's my absolute next video on my channel. I'm backing myself up by showing you that scapegoated daughter's running around lying about my channel and lying about having spoken with me when she knows she has. She's actually on my Twitter right now in my DMs right now. Not that I've spoken to her recently, spoken to her a while ago, because she blocked me a while ago. When all this was surfacing and coming to light, the abuse getting exposed. But she's in my DMs from our past conversation, because just because you block someone, nothing gets deleted. So maybe it's not wise to run around lying about people. Maybe it's not wise to run around insulting my mods like Lita, who's an awesome lady who cares about child abuse, who has done nothing wrong and doesn't deserve to be yelled at, cursed at, told that she's doing something wrong, or having to listen to lies. It's inexcusable, definitely not okay. Princess Skate says she saw a live stream earlier tonight that broke her heart. Which one, honey? What hurt you? Kyle says, if someone wants to insult a religious branch of anything, we need to be respectful about it. Pickleboy's not respectful of letting you guys know he's not a believer and disrespectful of religion, all while at the end of the day trying to profit off of it by letting you know he thinks his dad's in heaven and he's a good guy and was always a good guy and he believes in God all of a sudden. It's just not a conversation that's to be taken seriously on my end, because I feel I know better. But that's just my opinion. Into surgery, he's altered his image to push his brand. Exactly. Look at my fake or real video. It's the same thing the dad did. Altering the image. Not changing for money, not real change, altering an image for a brand, to push a brand. So we have an angry, mean abuser, throws temper tantrums, who's mean and disrespectful to women and children while abusing them. And all of a sudden, he's a great guy, and to the masses and to the majority of the children in the audience, he's an icon and legend and still a good guy to this day. He has little slips of him not believing in God and constant revising revisionist history to make money at any cost. Yeah, he said recently on his Twitter, I just got some really good sleep, and it's a preview of death. Well, if you're a believer, why are you going to say things like that? And how do you think the believers that are following you are going to feel with you being so wishy-washy? Can you turn that on again? I'm so sorry. He believes when he's trying to sell a song, but on Twitter, when he could care less and he knows that nobody will hold him accountable, he just tells you exactly how he feels. Fairfax says they have 4 live streams going tonight. His wife was watching the Daughter in New York's. And you guys know I have no problem with Daughter in New York. She seems to be an excellent mom. But it's a contradiction when she herself uploads an abuse video, the Doom one, on the My Throwback page, and the URL leads back to her child's name and her dad, or her husband. So she's uploading child abuse for profit on YouTube also. So she's not so innocent. And maybe that's why she's up on a live stream and they have 4 going on, because they don't want you over here on this one. figuring out what's really going on. And what's really going on is this is being exposed slowly but surely. Now, I have to say, I was in a live stream earlier today, a new live stream to myself, and I dropped the good old hashtag, okay? The people at first thought that I was an account with 0 subs, so like a troll account. So they didn't understand at first. Then someone on the show said, no, that's not a troll account. That's somebody with subs trying to tell you something right now. And normally, if this would be anybody in the monopoly that doesn't care, that you see doesn't care in this community, you'd get blocked or called a curse word or get told something bad about yourself, or you're never heard, or you get timed out, or you just get overrun with bullying. Something amazing happened in that live stream. This gentleman looked at my comment about child abuse and he said, whoa, wait a second. She's talking about child abuse. That is really serious. I'm going to look into this later. We're going to talk more about this, and I'm going to look into that because that's too serious to not talk about. And I went, oh my gosh, somebody else gets it. It's not just my subs that show up and have this conversation. It's somebody else at a higher level. Not the first person. There's other people looking at the channel that have more subs than he does. But him just going, whoa, hang on a second. And he stopped his own show to acknowledge my comment. And the fact that I'm speaking as loud as I can on these very small channels to be heard. And I have only a certain number of people backing it up and supporting it, with a bunch of other people attacking it for no reason. I feel very thankful. I'm certain he'll contact me. It's validation that's needed. You know, waking up earlier and getting an insult from Channel 1, calling me excuse my language, a cunt today for no reason. And then being insulted by somebody else that they know, which I won't even mention their channel because it's not even worth it. It's not, at this point, it's not even worth it. But to get insulted every day for no reason and have people make up lies about you in an effort not to push this message. When you find those other channels and you find the people that really do care and validate you and take the video proof seriously, that was an amazing feeling. And I have to share that with you guys. Heat Streak says, cleanup guy bullied another woman tonight, again on live stream. Of course, it got deleted. Well, I don't even think I have anything else further to say about him, because at this point, it's exposing child abuse at the hands and the footage of Pickleboy. So I don't even think cleanup guy could be a distraction at this point, although he really wants to be. He's not one. Eric said he saw his vlog tonight. Nothing but a praise of the old man night. It's not a problem. He's not going to be the one to expose it. He's not the one that cares. He's in the monopoly, staying silent about it for friendships and money. Don't even watch him. Please reach out to other channels that you think would care and talk with them and have conversations with them and give them your love and support and view and like or dislike. You know what I mean? Give it to somebody else. Fairfax says the daughter in New York was live tonight. Why do you think she was live tonight, Michael? And why do you think she's been going live with their daughters? Just a question for you and for everyone in the chat. Why do you think she's going live? Hey, don't give up. How are you doing, honey? And speaking of, don't give up. I'm not going to give up. Am I not here? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So you don't give up either. Jennifer says today's pickle vlog was just a cash grab using his dead dad. I know, and I still have people today. I got one woman on my Twitter saying, let him rest. What do you mean let him rest? What are you talking about? He was a celebrity. He was a child abuser that made money. They exposed him for being an abuser. What do you mean let him rest? Does Pickleboy let him rest, or is Pickleboy pushing his image, an abusive image, on $40 backpacks right now? What do you mean by that? Let him rest. That's an excuse not to expose abuse. Do you think the man on the stream where I told him about this Vimeo video today on my channel, do you think he asked about Cowpote? And do you think he asked about me at all? And do you think he asked if the person we're exposing is dead at all? No, really, answer yourself that. Do you think he said, wait a second, is the person you're exposing dead? Because if he's dead, I'm not touching that story. No, it's an excuse. Everybody cares about people that pass away or die. Everybody. Everybody's affected by it negatively. Everybody gets hurt by it. And it's also something that could be used as a weapon to keep you and silencing you for speaking about abuse for profit. But it's not to be used that way against me, but people do use it that way. Look at how Pickleboy uses the dad's dead body with all the urn pictures, and was selling, you know, the t-shirts and the backpack and pushing the video game and pushing episodes and utilizing his name and getting more views and uploading to his old channels. It's all about money. It's only about money. And if it wasn't, then I guess he would demonetize all those videos and all that merchandise, wouldn't he? Nobody dislikes the dad more than Pickleboy, or disrespects him more than his own son. And that's proven. Just go to his channel. Hey, nerdy one. Thank you for stopping in and letting me know that you're listening, honey, so I know that you're here with me. Don't give up, laying in bed kind of upset. If you feel comfortable letting us know why you're upset, let us know here. If not, because you know people use things against you, let me know in an email. And I promise you I will check my email later today. And I will get back to you. Ah, this president person says, just go through Pickleboy's thumbnails from the last several months. Most of them have a close-up of him covering his face or crying, out of content, so he worships his abusive father. Oh, absolutely. When he's covering his face, he's not really crying there, is he? And they all do that thumbnail. The sister in New York's done it as well. Goodbye, Daddy. And she's covering her face. Well, okay, we know that you miss your dad. Can you address all this abuse now that has given you depression, that you can't function, so you say? You know, because that's really important, because other people in the audience and in the community maybe have gone through that, or gone through that so-called life that she says, or suffered from that, and they don't want to keep seeing or hearing this positive imagery being pushed to the dad with no abuse story ever to be told ever again. She said she had a slew of them, remember? Do you think you're ever going to hear one more from this point on? No, never again will you ever. No. So hopefully what you guys heard has been enough. Bridget, that channel is also not addressing the abuse. It's just a channel for people to go and rewatch footage while supporting one of the people that's backing up the abuse. So it's like double footage time. It's like, It's like, what about the abuse? What about the abuse? Rise Up says, speaking of the daughter that lives in New York, she said several times, speaking of the dad, you guys will never know how much I miss that man. Rise Up says it made him want to puke. Yeah, because she's purposefully saying it right now. Regardless if she feels that way or not, she knows she's ignoring child abuse that's being exposed. And she wants you guys to miss him also, just like she does, and she says her daughters would do. She'll always remember her dad because she has that depression and possible mental illness. And she was sexually abused on his watch. And she was abused and neglected and scapegoated in some of the stories I've heard from her. She'll always remember her dad because she's got those abuse stories, right? Yeah. But she's not going to tell that to you guys, or even say it's abuse or say it's harmful, because we have to keep pushing the positive imagery of the dad to sell more things. Abuse is wrong. It's harmful. It's dangerous. You lose loved ones to it. You can lose yourself in it. Sometimes you never get out of it, like the old man. So I feel in my heart that she knows that, of course, with the stories that she's told, but she'll never, ever again share another one with you ever again. Ever. Kyle King says, what live streams do you go to? Roasted, I'd love to back you up. I don't go to live streams from the drama community, especially the other day after getting bullied by people that don't address the abuse but are abusers online. I won't be going to any live streams. I go to ones that are kind of outside of the community or ones that are in the community that don't get a lot of views where you're not going to be attacked or maybe you won't get bullied. So you could definitely keep supporting me by pressing that Vimeo video, contacting Dr. Phil, contacting Dr. Phil or Philip DeFranco. Contact the news, call a news station and talk to them and let them know about this. Click like, show up for the chats. Keep the hashtag going. Be open and willing to have conversations with people, but don't allow yourself to be abused or manipulated. For some people, you're just going to have to walk away because they're only willing to abuse you or say bad things about you or insult you while never addressing the abuse. It's a conversation that goes nowhere. So don't interact with those toxic people because they're abusers also. You don't have to interact with them. Princess Gates says, he is one of my favorites, but tonight he was all about the family and the cleanup guy. I really like that young man, and now I fear for him. Who? Who's she talking about? Who are you talking about, Princess Gate? Eric says the amount of blind and brainwashed fans he has is truly scary. Let me just talk about that for a second. What do we mean when we say brainwashed? Well, if you never hashtagged it up, or if you're finding reasons to not hashtag it up or attack the hashtag, I would say you're pretty brainwashed, especially if you're not willing to have a conversation. Because where does the conversation lead? Well, they exposed all the abuse. It's all on their own channel. If you're mad about anything that I talk about or have garnered opinion over, then I guess you're mad at them. I guess you're mad at what they have said and their own footage. But there's no reason to be mad. The only people that are, I mean, there's people in the monopoly that are friends and that they're getting upset. The people that have money that they think is going to be affected, of course, they're going to be upset. But this is too important. And I'm willing to have a conversation with anyone as long as you're not being manipulative. Actually, I wanted this live stream to be like devil's advocate or something. So I could speak with someone either who's pretending to have the other point of view or someone who really does have the other point of view, but they're not just going to laugh about it or plug their book or try to trigger me or be manipulative and not admit to things. I mean, like have a real conversation, because where does a real conversation end up and lead? The same place it did with the man I talked to in the live stream today that took the child abuse very seriously. He said, regardless of real abuse or fake abuse, that's disgusting. And you don't film that and you don't make money off of it. It's not content. And I think that's what some people are forgetting who want to say that my opinions are all lies. Well, you're backing up and supporting child abuse and domestic violence for profit, even faked. And no one will even have that conversation or admit to that either. I'm sorry you're having a rough day. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up, honey. Thank you, Kyle. Let's watch the insults because that's not constructive. That's not going to help. That's allowing people to attack our channels and our message. It gives them a reason. So what you'll find is when you guys calm it down with the language and with insults, you're going to see that we're going to still be getting attacked. That's what you're going to see. Because there's no reason to attack now, but people still are. So David says if they're attacking, it's because you're speaking the truth about him. Yeah, I think so. If it's not the truth, you could just ignore it and not worry about it. But that's not what's really going on. Heat Streak, who are you talking about? Who admitted what? Michael says on the Daughter in New York's live stream, they played a prank on Pickleboy, and the grandmother was talking all kinds of trash on the boys. Oh, okay. Well, that leads me to another thing. They're going to probably want you to think there's a lot of arguments going on over there. And then they're going to backpedal and say, no, those were scripted, because they want you to think that old past abuse was scripted when we all know better. We see them ignoring it, and they're not going to say it's fake until they absolutely have to, which is a Daddy 05 response. Mind you, the daughter from New York, or the scapegoated daughter, has already been running around saying it's fake and saying she's never spoken with me and then saying she's never been abused. Okay. Jennifer says they're trying hard to distract, but it's not working. Yeah, it's not working. It's not going to change the conversation over here. You know, we're still open to talking about this awareness and prevention, which is so important, which nobody has been able to say anything otherwise, really. So, and if anyone has a problem, they don't have to watch either. You know, I would encourage people that don't like the content or don't like me, just don't listen. It's really, really easy. Palin says another day. Your alert focusing on the Paul brothers instead of the abuse. Okay. I wonder what would happen if their monopoly falls and they get exposed for abusers they are. Could they function like actual people again? I have no idea. That I don't know. All I know is from what I was seeing on that channel with all his rap songs, he admits himself that he laughs to get through the pain or to get through the abuse. But we already know that because of his abuse role, which is the mascot. Jennifer says they did that tonight. They saw someone in a stream who was toxic in a live stream, but they didn't fall for the bait. Yes, it's bait. They're trying to bait you into having an argument when nobody's mad at anybody over here. We just think that child abuse for profit and domestic violence is wrong. And people should have an adult conversation and refute it, or just ignore it if it bothers them. Or just wait around for it to be exposed, and you'll be one of those people that did absolutely nothing to help. Nothing. Oh, I don't watch that channel. I don't watch him. Because he backpedaled the sexual abuse in the family that happened to the little girls. Right? 6 months after this was exposed in this family, 2 days before I told my whole audience I was going to make a video in regards to that sexual abuse, the brother went on that channel that Princess Skate's talking about, the Backers channel, and they backpedaled the sexual abuse in the family that happened to those little girls, which directly ties back to the old man and the mother, lack of supervision, neglect, abuse, lack of sexual boundaries, and the list goes on and on. I agree. Kyle King says the sister that lives in New York is just as guilty for monetizing the abuse towards the public, for uploading it and as entertainment. That's what she categorized it as. Got over 6,000 views. Was that worth it? Scaring a little boy with autism and scaring another little boy that are already living in abuse, thrust and abuse, who don't even have the full-time access to the mom at that point, which children need their mom. Children need a healthy mom that cares. And she's gone through so much abuse and trauma. She wasn't even able to be there for her kids. But what did the family use? The family used it against her. What am I saying? I'm saying she went through trauma and she maybe tried her best. I don't know. She could have, but what did the family say? What did the dad say in Pickleboy? She chose men over her kids and she didn't care. I mean, very close, very quick to scapegoat someone in the family or speak poorly about them, even though their struggles come directly from the family. It's called scapegoating. Hang on. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that. Zelandia says, do you think the daughter that lives in New York is scared to talk about the abuse? Well, she wasn't scared to talk about it beforehand because she has about 10 abuse stories on her channel, right? She exposed the abuse herself. Is she scared to talk about it now that it's being exposed? Yeah. You're never going to hear another abuse story from her ever again. You're only going to hear how great the dad is from all these channels, all these live streams. Never again will you ever hear any abuse story, even though she's told you, and I quote, she's got a slew of them, or she didn't say slew, but she said she had a whole bunch of them from, and I quote, that life. What life? The abusive life. Zealandia says she knows she's compromising herself, but she seems to be under Pickleboy's mercy. If she tries to talk about it, Pickleboy would disown her immediately. We got to talk about this because we have to understand where the scapegoated daughter, scapegoated brother, and the daughter lives in New York are coming from. Their perspective is important too, right? Okay. So does it compromise them by staying silent about all this? Even Erica, who I love. Well, she's going to be like, she's listening. She's like, she loves me. Oh, please. That bitch. No, but yeah, I don't have any problem against any of these people. I really don't. But does it compromise them by not talking about it? Of course it does. Does it make them look bad? Yeah. They uploaded and profited off it, like the daughter in New York. Even worse. Put you in Pickleboy's boat. Okay? Why are they staying silent? Oh, well, they're backing up the dad and the brand. And I think they all genuinely love their brother, Pickleboy. Okay? And they don't want to ruin this for him. But if anything would get ruined, per se, who would it be on? It would be on Pickleboy. Well, he can't take accountability, so he'd blame it on the siblings. That's what I see. Now, the cleanup guy in the live stream where he was laughing about the child abuse. Remember my first video on the channel? He also told me something else. I'll disclose it with you. He said, you know, Pickleboy has a really big heart, though. Okay? He said, Pickleboy has a really big heart. And I said, yeah, I agree with you. I'm sure he does. Yeah, sure. It doesn't excuse abuse, though. It doesn't excuse the normalization of domestic violence and being mean to women and being mean to children and abusing them and profiting off of it and scapegoating family members and making it seem like that's acceptable content when it's not. Could he turn it all around? I personally don't think he will because he can't take accountability. But could he? Absolutely. There's a lot of kids that look up to him and like him and love him and believe in him. And they'll believe anything that he says. So why not say abuse is wrong and it could harm your life and stay away from it? And if you're a child, reach out for help. It's not you. Why not use the platform in that way? Does he have no heart for not doing it? Well, we're all seeing, oh, well, you don't think he has got heart. Why is he doing it? Why is he doing it? Because he's got too much to lose at this point. The loss would be too great for him. Because to him, success is money. So if he loses out on the possibility of all this money or the brand is broken and he has to admit that he did something wrong or that people disagree, that's a huge thing to have to come to, a conclusion, to have to come to, an acceptance. He's not going to do it unless he has to. Does he have to right now? No. Half the audience is attacking my hashtag and message. Half the audience still backs up and supports the abuse while never addressing it, supporting the videos. The only person in this direct community, hang on guys, just give me 1 second. The only person in this direct community who doesn't have a problem speaking about this from the get-go, from the very first start, utilizing his channel every day if he wanted to, was Cowpote. And some people in this community don't like him. And that's your opinion. But he doesn't abuse people for money. He's not a child abuser. He hasn't, he's not an abuser. He's actually one of the people that spoke out and is trying to get this message out there. And just because people don't like the way that he speaks doesn't give you the right to attack the message. or this footage, this montage, the 7-minute montage of abuse footage with knives being held up to children, children being around death threats, and scary people in masks and crying and screaming. And I got people attacking the hashtag while never addressing it. Free employees of Pickleboy, basically, for no reason. You guys could dislike me. You guys could dislike Cowpote. You guys could dislike anybody here that supports the hashtag. It doesn't change the hashtag. Although immaturity and ignorance and stupidity, people want to, it never does. It never will. Somebody made millions of dollars off this footage and furthered themselves and got millions of views off child abuse footage. As I said, I need everybody's support. Am I going to get it? No. And the people that don't support it, I need you to back off because now you're bullying, harassing. So the people that don't support this channel, I'm asking you kindly to back off. Because when this does get exposed, maybe you'll get exposed for having done nothing but bullying the hashtag while trying to change it. Maybe you'll be the next one to be exposed, really. So back off. Kyle King says the sister in New York made a channel with lots of abuse on it, so she's not hiding it or keeping silent on it. Yeah, doesn't mean I hate her, doesn't mean I think she's a bad mom. It means what it means, which is that she uploaded child abuse and tried to further herself on YouTube, which puts her in the same exact boat as her brother. You don't exploit child abuse on camera for profit. And the fact she even uploaded that with these kids terrified, one little boy having autism, going in sensor overload. That's inexcusable. Is she going to talk about that on her live stream? No, she doesn't have to because there's not enough of us that care. All the people that attacked the hashtag, if all those people cared, this story would get out sooner and you could get more people to care while having a conversation to raise awareness and prevention for it. But because some people are lost in a monopoly or friendships, or they're caught up in being immature and making fun of the hashtag while never once supporting it, that's half the support we could have, but I don't want support from those kinds of people anyways. I'm actually asking those people to stay to the monopoly channels that they subscribe to, that they support, and no one will ever mention you, and please don't ever come over here ever again. Don't Give Up says he doesn't curse or swear or nothing like that. He's just tired of being attacked for speaking out against something that he believes is wrong. Abuse is wrong no matter the way you look at it. Right, but you have to be a step ahead. Why are you getting attacked? Who are you getting attacked by? You're getting attacked by people that are friends in the monopoly or that are profiting off of it or people that have never addressed it, that may be abusers themselves or that choose to close their eyes to it. Or for whatever reason, I don't care. They want to attack other people who they don't like that support the hashtag, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You're being gaslighted. Don't give up. You're being told it's you, not them. You already know it's not you. So when the hate comments roll in, you either block them, delete them, or you shrug them off because you know it's not you. People backing up and staying silent about child abuse, you know it's not you. Nerdy One says they're attacking because they're scared. Oh, absolutely. What are reasons people get angry? What does Dr. Phil say? Fear, hurt, and frustration? It's one of the three. Pick it out. Pick it out. Pick out what you think, because that's what it is. They're not legitimately angry because they have a reason. There's no reason to be mad about this hashtag or message, or to be mad at anyone that supports it, which there's no resume recommendation over here. Okay? I need everyone's support on this. Yeah, they're not attacking because they're mad or with legitimate reason. They're scared and fearful of being exposed. They're scared of the brand being broken. They're scared of everyone knowing about the dad and Pickleboy. They're scared of losing money. They're scared. Thank you for the hashtag, Autumn. Nice to see you in here, honey. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting caught up with the chat because I'm like way behind here now. Thank you for your support, Autumn. I really, really appreciate you supporting the hashtag. Thank you for getting the notifications and for showing up, Kyle. I'm not sure who Into Surgery is talking about. Princess Gate, it's back to school time, so the sister that lives in New York needed money. That is one of the reasons for her live streams. Oh, was she getting money? Was she getting a super chat? Yeah. I think it's too great. Just having the power to be able to have people love you on YouTube and you create content and you get money, all this money off of it. Even if you're backing up supporting child abuse, even if you already uploaded it like she did, even if she's staying silent about it like she is while pushing the dad's positive imagery. I don't agree. Doesn't mean I hate the woman, but I disagree and I would never do that myself, personally. I think it's very dangerous to do that as a parent, to be pushing that this is all okay and it's all funny. But what did I tell you guys earlier in this live stream? Some of these rap songs, Pickleboy is saying that it's funny. He's laughing it off. That's how he got through it. He's the mascot of his family. It's a dysfunctional abuse role. Getting through getting through his pain with his comedy, with his music, his lyrics, which are very disturbing. Talk about killing people and abusing children. Howard, don't be speechless. Okay, here's Howard. Howard says that video you posted about Pickle and his rap video about not believing in Jesus, he says he's speechless. Don't be speechless. I told everyone a few months ago when Dear Dad came out that he specifically put the lyric in there that the dad's a good dad. He alludes to heaven, talks about believing in God. He's doing it specifically for a reason, to manipulate you guys so he could keep the gravy train going. It's not because he actually believes or cares, because the dad was not a good man. I'm not saying that to try to be mean. I'm saying it because you don't yell and throw things around and break things and abuse kids and threaten people's lives and hold knives up to people and allow your children to sexually abuse each other and neglect people and abuse your wife. Do I need to go on and on? Be speechless, because that's how he really feels. Has Howard seen my video, Where Do Our Prayers Go? You need to look that video up. It's on my channel. It's Pickleboy saying that Jesus is an a-hole. And maybe the silly string that he's spraying on it will go through the holes in his hands. He's not a respectful, kind, nice person. It's only when he needs to lie to you guys to make money. I mean, I just have to kind of say it as how it is, you know? Kyle King says abuse for profits is sad. Abuse in general is sad. And picking up that camera and allowing the audience to be manipulated by his friend, the guy over there in the corner with 24,000 subs, just allowing him to say everything Michael does is fake. Everything Mike does is fake. Pickleboy hears him saying that. It's like high-fiving him, saying, yeah, back up that child abuse and stay silent, manipulate the audience by saying it's all fake. And I'm saying, no, that's not right. Don't do that. That's not okay. And then I'm getting attacked for it, basically. Chris says he was threatened by Aaron. I'm sorry, hun. I don't know. Yeah, he's in the monopoly, so there's no reason for him to do that, but you're probably going to encounter that from people that don't care. All right, Bridget, we'll check them out. Check out your videos you're uploading here. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the live chat because I'm like way too behind here. Oh, Randall said he peeked in on the Daughter in New York stream. He saw Cleanup Guy and the Scapegoated Daughter. Yeah, because if they're together, you're going to support all of them, right? Because if we all love Kim and her daughters, because she's so great, then maybe you guys won't care about all the nasty things Cleanup Guy's done, including laughing at child abuse. Maybe you won't care about Scapegoated Daughter running around lying about my channel. Mind you, watch my next video. I'm dropping the proof, honey. People running around lying about my channel for no reason at all. So I don't know what the next big sympathy and emergency is going to be next. Pulling out teeth, getting knocked out. I have no idea. But I'm sure you guys can imagine as a content creator, that's a nightmare. Having somebody go around and lying about your channel for no reason. Well, she has a reason. She needs to back up and support child abuse and a poor decision that was made on behalf of her brother to expose the child abuser, including all of them. They all have abuse stories. But because they can't just accept accountability for it or just ignore my channel altogether or prove to you guys that it absolutely is fake and why not to believe me, she has to run around and lie. That's unacceptable and inexcusable, I think, for anybody on their channels. Nobody wants that. But don't believe me. I'll just make a video about it. It's my next video coming up. So make sure to send a lot of sympathy her way. You know, something's going to happen. Definitely. But yeah, they support each other's live streams because they're all in the monopoly backing up each other. Cash out says Pickleboy's a child abuser and needs his channel removed for good. I agree with that, but for that to happen, it's got to be somebody else that has to care, that has more, you know, pull than I do. It's got to be somebody else that really cares. Princess says backers apparently in the monopoly too. Uh-huh. That's all I'm going to say. Yep. Sure is. You're not going to be hearing him talking about child abuse over there. It's just a distraction. And when he's not a distraction, he is backing up the sexual abuse that happened to little girls. You're clicking dislike on this stream and you don't agree with that, why don't you jump in the chat and talk about it and back up somebody backpedaling sexual abuse that happens to children? Because I took the time to make a video and show. So, you know, anyone that's clicking dislike. Is anyone willing to have a real conversation without insults and bullying? Oh, well, yeah, the scapegoated daughter is going to want you to think she works very hard. It's really hard to jump on a live stream for her and just lie about other channels and do about a half-hour stream. It's really, really hard. You know what's really hard? Doing a 5-hour stream on your own, myself, and not trying to get a strike when everyone in Monopoly is looking at it, striking it for no reason. That's really hard while being insulted every day, having the channel attacked every day, being told that it's you're wrong, being told that I'm the abuser versus them, being told that I'm the one that made all this money off of this footage versus them. Isn't that interesting? So she's going to want you to think she works really, really hard. But, you know, I'll just show you in the next video how hard she works, how easy it is to tell a lie online, and how easy it is to get people to believe you. Because some people, I think a lot of people want the truth so they can decide for themselves. They don't want to be lied to by high-up content creators that can't take accountability. Some people want the truth. Some people don't want the truth at all. So if you don't want the truth, don't come watch my next video on Roasted Studios channel. It's only going to piss you off more for no reason. If you want the truth, come check out my next video on my channel. Into surgery. Yeah, about that. Why does it seem the scapegoated brother gets a pass on what he did to his sisters and father, nephews, and daughter? Well, go over to Backer's channel and scroll back like 4 or 5 months and look at my Silence Breakers video. He gets a pass because if you guys know that he was abused to the point that he has PTSD, his anger problems, he had a drug addiction last year where he abused children and the old man. If you think that, and if you think that if you see that video footage on Backer's channel where he's backpedaling in sexual abuse, you actually believe it, it ties back to the dad having been an abuser. It ties right back to the dad. And Pickleboy scapegoating this guy on camera. So, wait, let me relook at the question again. So why does he get a pass? Did he get a pass? Or did the internet rip his ass up last year? And there's videos about him all over the place. There's videos about him all over the place. Did he get a pass? No. Did he backpedal sexual abuse? I believe so. But did he get a pass? Now, he had multiple channels go down. There's a lot of different channels with videos that speak very poorly of him. There's only one channel with video with footage that's going to show you calling out other people in that family to include Pickleboy and the old man. That's my channel. So I guess I got to keep getting the strikes. I don't know. Fairfax says Pickle only gets a pass till they need a fall guy. Oh, sure. If they need to scapegoat him again, they will. They just did it like a month ago. If they need to do it again, they absolutely will. The cleanup guy is also used as a scapegoat person. So you'll see him up, admitting he's an abuser and talking about abuse and bullying people and ripping down live streams. If you guys just want a little piece of advice, do what I do. Don't watch him. Okay? I haven't watched the cleanup guy in, oh my gosh, 8 months, 9 months. I don't watch him. I don't watch him at all. Don't watch him. Don't allow him to affect your mood because he's purposely up there trying to. It's pretty clear. Kyle says, am I going to do a video on how Pickleboy groomed his girlfriend? Probably. Yeah. We had planned to do a princess video. I don't know when, but that's definitely something that has to go in there because everything you said the other day, you hit the nail on the head and were things I was going to put in the video to include the grooming, to include parroting and mimicking the same exact these lines that he says, she says. Okay. You guys remember, that? Okay. Yeah, that she says that a lot, doesn't she? He originally said that in all the older episodes. So, yeah. Autumn says I shouldn't be getting strikes. YouTube's messed up. Here's another thing. YouTube's not even looking at that strike. Okay, we're on to day, 4 or 5? They're just ignoring us. So I don't know if they're trying to stay silent because of they don't want to expose that they've actually had more abuse on their platform than they just admitted to with Daddy05. I don't know if they're worried about legality issues, but they're pretty much ignoring that video that just went down. So I guess I'll just keep asking about it. Fairfax said he's not sure he posted the porno to his channel. And you know why? Because nobody cares about letting you know the truth. Nobody cares about scapegoating members in the family and allowing the audience to go away being, what the fuck just happened? I have no idea what even went on. It's called manipulation. They don't care about the audience members. They don't care that you even know or don't know, or they don't care that they haven't even given you an opinion about my channel other than try to take it down. They don't care about what you've taken away from looking at this abuse footage. They don't even care how you feel about it. Someone blocked Howard because they called him out. Hey, I got blocked by Pickleboy on Twitter just because Daddy05's channel went down. That's how I got blocked. Guilty much? Cash Out says Pickleboy should have got a strike a long time ago. Oh, absolutely. With all that nasty footage of them kids being thrust into that abuse their whole entire lives up until last year. Terrible. And it's not just up until last year, because 2 months ago, he had one of those little boys in the episode, This Really Has to Stop, and he was humiliating and bullying that child while chastising him in front of everybody, then blame the audience. You guys want to see our lives. That's why this is up here. Oh, Princess, thank you for helping me with video ideas and getting us out of poverty. And it's like, man, grow up. Grow up. Be respectful for once in your life. Really. I see this old footage of him belching and blowing his belch in Princess' face and alluding to her being a dog, and he doesn't have any respect for anybody. He doesn't even have any respect for himself. Zelandia says, can we nickname Princess the Parrot? All she does is repeat the same phrases over and over again, and whatever the last two words Pickleboy said. Well, Princess just comes more easily to me because she's got that tattoo, and that's her nickname, and she's far from it. And I don't say that. Let me get this straight here. I don't say that because of how she looks. I say that because of how she acts and because of how I think she feels about herself based on how she acts. Could she think she's a princess, and does she deserve to think that she is one? Well, if she's a nice person, not abusing people, sure. Or abusing people for profit or backing up everything that's nasty that Pickleboy does because she's literally the parrot. But every woman should be made to feel good about themselves. And I just have a distinct feeling that she don't care about herself at all. Chastity, I could post over there now. I could do speakers and videos. I just can't live stream over there. But I like live streaming over here better anyways. It's, I don't know why. It's just easier for me. There's not as many people that watch. Well, there's 44 people watching right now. It's just easier. I just like live streaming over here better. Listen to this. Does this deserve to be blocked? Kyle King got blocked in the Angry Neighbors channel because she said because he said abuse should not be tolerated. Well, she should agree with you because she said she's an abuse survivor. Why block you? Oh, because we can't have a conversation. They're just supposed to attack and have reason to do so, even though they don't. They're just supposed to put up stories to get sympathy, even though there's no reason for them to have any, because they're the abusers that are backing up and supporting child abuse for profit while being silent, while backing up friendship with Pickleboy. Kyle King gets blocked because he says abuse should not be tolerated. Well, it makes a lot of sense. Definitely block that kind of comment. Princess says she's come to the conclusion that they all run after Pickleboy to hitch a ride on his subs and to get on his payroll. Backers has made it highly known that he needs money. Oh, well, yeah, of course. The people that are in the monopoly that just pop up out of nowhere, like the vlogger person, that woman, the rat vlogs, these are some of the scummiest people you're ever going to probably meet in your whole life. Because they know of the abuse and are purposely being a distraction, and they know it while staying silent about the abuse. He gave the big thumbs up when Pickleboy sent him a green screen and a t-shirt. And he puts that dumb smile on his face with a big thumbs up. Keep smiling. You backpedaled sexual abuse that happened to children in this family, all while still to this day never mentioning what about the abuse. I hope all your equipment blows up. I hope the green screen disappears. I hope you get no views at all. He's bitching about his views over there. Why don't I have views? I wonder why I don't have any views. I wonder why. I wonder why you don't have views. You don't take green screens and t-shirts and cameras in exchange for staying silent about abuse that you know about. Nobody should be over there supporting that guy. Nobody. But you know what? It's so funny. All the people that come and give me a hard time and never mention the abuse, they all go and support his channel. Isn't that funny? You guys, I could get a green screen and a t-shirt and a camera if I just pretend to kiss Pickleboy's ass. Oh my gosh. Can we just take down all the videos so I could get the green screen and the shirt tomorrow? It doesn't even matter. Forget about the green screen. We could get a t-shirt. You guys, tomorrow none of my videos will be here. And I'm going to reach out to Pickleboy. And he's going to send me a t-shirt. And I'm going to give him a big thumbs up, like a big asshole, while never mentioning or addressing what about the abuse. It's called the Monopoly. What? Whoa. Randall, is Bridget was in that stream? He said if he would have said something in the Scapegoated Daughter's stream, Princess would have blocked him. Is she there too? Oh my gosh. Why do you guys think they're streaming all of a sudden and going to each other's streams? Why do you guys think that's happening? Randall says he won't call her princess. You could call her whatever you want. I don't blame you for your frustrations. Just know that I'm going to keep saying the name that I'm saying. Autumn says Pickleboy is psychopathy. It's very clear. What he did to the food on that video alone is undeniable. Oh, where he's peeing in it and pushing and putting the snot in it. Autumn, can you drop the link to this channel with all the songs? I'll do it. I think I have it. Huh? Yeah. You guys, please look at this footage, this rap song of his, where he's, doesn't believe in God. He's not pushing the dad's image there from being that of an abuser to someone that you should respect through your own beliefs, not because they actually believe. It's manipulation and lie to the audience. And then check out this whole channel. He's talking about killing his girlfriend, killing women, burying them, abusing kids, holding knives up to them, stabbing them. He's talking about laughter, getting through all this with laughter, which is something I told you guys about. There is a thumbnail where he's wearing the Michael Myers mask and he's choking his scared nephew, his little 8-year-old nephew, on that channel. I don't know if you guys want to check that out or not. Maybe you should. Thank you to my mod for blocking the tomfoolery. We don't have any time for it. We're too busy talking about what's important over here. We don't have 1 second for anybody and their drama and their hate and their BS. So keep it moving. You don't have to listen to the music. Read the lyrics. And actually, some of them don't have the lyrics, so you're going to have to listen. I'm sorry, but if you want to validate or back me up and support me, you have to look at evidence. You got to look at proof. You don't blindly back people up like the angry neighbor gets all the time, and the cleanup guy, and the scapegoated daughter. You guys don't do that. Find out firsthand by checking yourself. Princess says she thinks she's too trusting of people. She's just now figuring out what everyone else already knew. As for the live streams, Backer was saying that they were all on a stream a few days ago. The cleanup guy as well. Yeah, absolutely. They all know about this channel. And they're all hating me to death, even though I don't hate any of them at all. Autumn says, oh, the Eminem format rapid is real bad too. Oh my gosh, I think he must have idolized Eminem because he's trying to emulate that exact sound, the lyrics. I mean, he must have really idolized Eminem. He sounds just like him. Are you leaving into surgery? Take it easy, honey. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think he's a sadist. You think he's a psychopath? If you look at some of this footage, I'm gonna have to agree with you. It's not normal to be talking about killing people and making video footage where you're holding knives up to your girlfriend and talking about abusing children and beating children. And it's very sick, the language that's going on here. Jennifer says, I told that tomfoolery person you were talking about that we don't have time for drama, but he's obsessed with it. And I think everyone is talking about him. Yeah, anything to talk about anything but the abuse, basically. But you know what? You don't need to beg people in this community that are in the monopoly to care. There's people outside of the community, even somebody I contacted today, that took it so seriously. They said, whoa, this person's talking about child abuse. We're going to have to look into that. And I just had a sigh of relief thinking, oh my gosh, could you imagine if this world was comprised of people in the monopoly? There would be more abuse. There would be more people staying silent about abuse. There would be more bullying. There would be more people profiting off of abuse. There would be more people calling you a hater for caring. So reach outside of this audience, like for the Philip DeFrancos, to the people that really care and will really say something to try to help and try to make a difference. No, Abe, it's not an open chat. You're not welcome to speak here like that. You can go to anyone in the Monopoly and talk about any of that crap, but you can't go to any channel and talk about this abuse that's being exposed that I get called a bitch and a cunt every day for, that certain people attack the hashtag for no reason. We're cleaning up the conversation over here. No offense to you, but if you have anything to say about abuse, I guess that's why you'd be over here in this conversation, to pretend that you care or act like you care or provide some insight or acknowledge that abuse is wrong and it's a choice. Jeff's going to bed. Good night, Jeff. Autumn says filming relatives eating that, total psychotic behavior. Autumn, would you agree that the behavior in the Doom video, Doom of the Creepy Uncle, would you agree that that's borderline psychotic as well? And thank you. Okay. Because we are seeing the reactions. He's seeing the reactions he's getting out of the kids, and he's loving it, and he thinks it's good or funny. He gets some kind of sick pleasure out of it. When I'm watching, going, "Oh my god, can somebody shut this guy down? Why? How did my video get taken down? And this guy's running around like a creep, scaring kids with knives and his hand in the dark and video games and not letting them leave the room and scaring them with masks and banging on the table and walking towards them as if he's going to scare them, but grabs a drink because it's so funny." And it's psychotic because you see the children's reaction, exactly what he wants, which is absolute and utter terror and fear. What's up, Gonzo Bombers? How you doing, honey? Gonzo Bombers. No, not me. I forgot who it was. Forgot his name on my Twitter. Might be Christian. I don't know. He found a channel with Pickleboy music. You need to check it out, please. Talking and rapping about not believing in God. He has a thumbnail where he's got his hands choking his nephew, and his nephew's scared out of his mind. And Pickleboy's got the mask on, singing about killing princess, abusing children, killing people, burying their bodies, getting through trauma and pain with laughter. Check out that channel, please. Really. Kyle says it's hard for him to stomach these abuse videos with Pickle and the old man because they remind him of his father's grandfather who inflicted abuse on him. I'm so sorry. So you don't need to be told that that's entertainment, do you? You don't need to be told that that's funny. You don't need to see other people throwing money around like Pickleboy did in the episode where he exposed the cleanup guy months and months back to everybody. Here's my friend throwing money on the table like it's nothing. We're going out to eat. That's the dirtiest money I've ever seen in my life. And if I had a restaurant, I would tell Pickleboy to turn right back around and take that money and get in his car and drive away. Because I'd rather take it from a homeless person. Or excuse me, I'm not taking money from homeless. I'd rather give the meal to a homeless person. I'd rather feed a homeless person. I'd rather feed an abused child. I'm not going to take dirty money that's been made off of abusing people, which the daughter in New York, whom I have no problem with other than just that, right along with the Doof Warrior, both furthering their stances on YouTube with child abuse videos, if not laughing at it, uploading it as entertainment. The daughter in New York and Doof Warrior, just as bad as Pickleboy. Can anybody say how it's not just as bad? Because it is. It's just as bad. Fairfax said, shady, that the old man died. He said he was going to do all kinds of old man stuff, from cartoons, cookie books, everything in between. Well, he also said he was going to give to Make-A-Wish Foundation when he was broke, right? He said, I'm broke. If I get through this, I'm going to give to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Yeah, what happened with that? Is anybody holding him accountable for that? No, because he knows he can abuse his platform. He knows he could say things and get away with it. He's still doing it to this day. He can get away with it. He's got people in this community backing him up, attacking the hashtag never having supported the hashtag bullying me in live streams. Makes no sense to me, but he has that support. Definitely. Yep, I have. That is equal. Calling it out. She's a great mom. She seems like a very nice person. She uploaded child abuse on one of her channels, and I don't agree with that. And she uploaded it as entertainment. Pick Do Fourier. No problem with him at all. I think he's probably a great dad. He's laughing and normalizing and uploading and profiting off child abuse online. I disagree with that. And he never had a conversation with me saying that he didn't do that, saying that that was wrong. Nothing. He just kind of attacked blindly, said a bunch of things that weren't true, and then admitted to emotional abuse. Okay, great. Thank you. He admitted to verbal abuse too. So, can you turn that on? Yeah, well, she loves him and staying quiet and doesn't want to expose it, but they already exposed it. You guys don't need to go ask them about the abuse because they put all the child abuse stories out there themselves. You're just supposed to garner opinion about it, but you're definitely not supposed to have a channel about it or speak out against it because you're going to get attacked. You're going to get called a bitch. You're going to get called, you're going to get, I've been told by the scapegoated daughter and by different people that I abused her kids. Isn't that interesting? Autumn says psychopathy is brain damage. Pickleboy is left brain imbalanced. He can play the nice guy role. However, his actions were filmed. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he could say he's a nice guy, but why do we have all this footage of him acting like a creep and acting like an abuser and being an abuser and abusing people and acting disgusting towards his family and towards women? Why is it there? Oh, because it happened. Why is all the footage of the dad there abusing people? Because it happened, because that's who he was. Why do they try to turn it into something different after 2012? Why do you think? Check out my real or fake video. If you have not watched that video yet, it's an hour and some odd minutes. Please watch that video because I don't think there's just abuse for profit going on here. I think there's a whole entire lie and manipulation that happened to the audience to include just changing who you are or pretending to fill some narrative to entertain a bunch of kids to make more money. You don't change as a child abuser overnight. You don't change as an abuser of women overnight, especially when you never self-recognized or got therapy for it and blamed it all on the wife and just started dating younger women. That doesn't mean he changed. That doesn't mean he was a good man. It actually means he was even worse man than you even think. Because if you get married to somebody, you owe them something. You owe them to try. And he never tried. He only made choices to abuse. And they were all backed up by the son, Pickleboy. And I disagree with that. The wife deserved more than that. She gave him more than that. She gave him 4 kids. She let him abuse her and abuse the kids. She didn't deserve 1 day of therapy or him acknowledging it was him. She never got it. She never got that resolution. Never. She was always made to feel it was her. Princess says, Kyle King, I'm so sorry for your abuse. She understands her father used to cut the blood out of her with his hands. Outer scars are seen, but the inside scars we carry can't be seen. Love you, Kyle. Oh my gosh. Goodness. Howard says he was abused. He's still feeling it today, 54 years old. He said his mother, however, made an amends and took responsibility just before she died. Just waiting till your deathbed like the old man. And mind you, he probably didn't even do it then. We don't know. It's just too late, little too late. But some people don't even get that, Howard. I mean, my goodness. Mm. Bridget's opinion is that he emotionally abused the girlfriend, the ex-girlfriend. I didn't see enough footage on it to garner an opinion about that. But is she one of those kinds of people that is easily to be bullied because she doesn't even talk, let alone loud enough to be heard? Is she the kind of only passive person that could get along with someone like the old man while never questioning him or making him change? Probably, absolutely. Gonzo Bomber says physical scars may heal, emotional scars sadly may never. Yeah, people may never even recognize your emotional scars just because they don't see it, and also because they're so abusive they can't get out of their role to even recognize that they did something wrong. Kyle says he's sorry, Princess Skate. He knows how that feels. He still remembers the time and place where he lashed out at him with any object he could grab. That's like the old man grabbing things and throwing it at people and children. The daughter from New York, she told a story of her as a little girl, or maybe she was a teenager at that point. And she said the old man got mad at her and he threw everything that he could at her. That's how Pickleboy ended up abused with that glass jar. Did you guys see the Vimeo video of the dad hawking the glass jar back to throw at the kids, the grandkids, because he's mad? Wake up, guys. This is real. I'm going to take a really quick break. I need to use the restroom really quick, and I will be right back. Please feel free to keep conversing in the chat. And a big, huge thank you to my mods for staying so diligent. I'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. Give me the big five in the chat if you can hear me, so I don't continue talking just to myself, and we can get this live stream up and running again. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Give me the five in the chat. Yeah? Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. I got to read these. Jennifer says her dad used to throw things at her too. She got a broken nose from him throwing a chair at her face. So, safe to say your dad had anger issues, abused you, took it out on you. Did he ever make the choice to not abuse you or recognize that it was him and change? Did that ever happen for you? Did you ever know to set up a boundary? Or were you just a child with no voice like every child is? Or when you became adult, did you set up a boundary? I'm just kind of curious. Autumn says her mother would hold her hand over the stove for accidentally eating the wrong food that she wanted. What? Oh my gosh. You hear how extreme these abuse stories are? They're literally just as extreme with the family we're talking about, are they not? They really are. And all these people have admitted that they all have pain and trauma as adults. All of them. Kyle says he threw chairs, hunting rifles at him. He's glad he has been dead for 13 years. So is it safe to say anger should die? Answer me that, guys. Is it safe to say abuse is a choice and anger should die and it has no reason being on a backpack being sold to children for $40 a pop? Is that possible? Lita says her mom threw stuff at her too. She threw a fork and a toy at her, amongst other things. Oh my gosh. Honest, Abe, we don't have time for you. And I don't have time for questions that are not even real questions. Do you see what I'm saying? You're misinterpreting the information. So I suggest you do watch the videos before you ask questions that aren't legitimate questions. Because you could check out Pickleboy's musical channel, which I already linked in here, where he's holding and choking a child while wearing that mask, and the child's scared. And then when you're done with that, you could go over and check out He Goes Too Far with His Nephews on my channel. And he's holding up a knife to a child as if he's going to push it down and stab him. And we see the reaction of the child, that being scared. Lita said she would always bare her teeth like some sort of animal with her temper tantrum. That's exactly what it was. A damn adult having a temper tantrum. Absolutely. Kyle says his grandfather used him as an ashtray because he said he was a desensitized person and could feel no pain. What? That's sick. Very, very sick. Jennifer says, unfortunately, throwing things seems to be a trend among abusers. Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. And then never taking accountability for breaking the things either, or for getting kids abused, or for hurting them, or for making them bleed, or for giving them a concussion. No, Abe. Goodbye, Abe. See you later. See you later. Don't have time. Can't think of a good name. Here's a good question. Here's a good question. Hey, Roasted. Did Pickleboy know that the brother was abusing the nephews? Well, Roasted Studios knew because I saw how the brother was acting. Now, the brother was living in Pickleboy's home. And the brother even had him living in the home even after he knew abuse was occurring, right? Is that safe to say? Because if you really listen to this, really has to stop. They're acknowledging abuse, but then they're acknowledging past abuse also. So, in my opinion, he absolutely allowed a drug addicted abuser who couldn't control his anger, clearly last year online, to live with not only children, but to live with an elderly person who couldn't protect themselves. And when everything went south, meaning they had the brother over at his house and he ruined the pool room or whatever, and there was a big argument, Pickleboy had no problem getting on camera talking about all that abuse that he doesn't realize leads right back to him and the dad. It's the same situation with the sexual abuse. They divulge it, but then backpedal it once it, leads directly back to the dad having abused everybody in the home, lack of supervision, and zero sexual boundaries, to include a lot of incestuous talk, to include, Pickleboy talking about his mother's body parts and her private area, and talking about performing. Can I get a strike on this? He talks about having sex acts with his mom. I'll make a video about it. I've showed it to Kizzybug already. He constantly are crossing the line and never getting out of the abuse roles, ever. That's fine, honest Dad. Please don't ever, ever, ever come back. Goodbye. They're never, ever, ever getting out of the abuse roles, ever. So at some point, turning a blind eye and enabling the brother's channel when he's on drugs, and ignoring that he's out of line, and ignoring that he has anger problems, and ignoring the fact that he knew the kids were in harm's way and being abused, he allowed it to happen too. Oh, yeah, he did. He should have kicked the brother out of the house. Yeah. And he should have told the dad, hey, Dad, get it together. You're somebody's guardian. Those years of lack of supervision, no sexual boundaries and abuse, you can't do that. So I think Pickleboy's just as guilty. Mind you, he's the first one to turn around and film it all and have the kids march up and talk about their abuse and create content out of it and upload it for profit because there's ads running on it, and take no accountability for it. That's where I come in, because I see all that crap and I say, well, that doesn't seem right. I have an opinion on that. That's not correct. I don't agree with that. And instead of any other channel following any live stream I say and addressing every point that I've ever brought up, they've just ignored it all, 100 videos worth, and still have people in the community backing up those people while attacking my hashtag. Isn't that something, ladies and gentlemen? Bridget said she's always been the black sheep of her family. After her mom left bruises and scars on her back at the age of 15, she also pulled hair out of her head. Then she ran away for the last time. My goodness. So sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys aren't people that turned around and exploited it for money, though, and never got out of your abuse roles. You're the abused speaking out for the abused. You guys are helping the channel tremendously with your stories and recognizing that you didn't deserve those things, and then trying to better your life and have a good life, have happiness for once. Have a life without abuse that you didn't deserve. Shady Kid says Paul Heyman's not going to. Maybe not. Probably, definitely not. Maybe he doesn't even know about it. I mean, the guy has 1 million followers or something. I feel happy that you guys are able to open up and express your abuse stories to each other, so people know how important these channels are and these live streams. It's very, very, very important. Bridget says her dad wouldn't be as strict of a father because of how badly strict the mom was towards him. So he knew and laid off of you, but never helped you. So Bridget, still one of your child abusers, your dad, who didn't protect you. Thank you. Thank you, kid. That's very nice of you. Jennifer says we are not all guilty. Roasted has alerted the authorities, and we are trying to contact YouTube. Oh, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. That's basically what's going on. Oh, yeah, definitely. Bridget says she never once spanked her child because of how her mom was to her. Thank you. Yeah, I don't agree with spankings either. They're not needed. It's not going to make your child successful. and it's not constructive. And when they grow up and get a job, or if they do something in their real lives that's wrong, nobody's going to spank them. They're probably going to lose their job, or maybe lose a partner, or maybe lose support, or the cell phone, can't afford a cell phone bill, or the cable bill. Things like that happen. So, like, as I've said months and months ago, the most loving thing you could do is be patient with your children when disciplining them. That's the absolute most loving thing I think that you can do, because it's so easy for certain people, abusers, to get mad and abuse their kids and then turn around and blame the kid, to the point where scapegoated daughter, what? When she refers herself as a child, she says she was a little shit. Just because you were called that doesn't mean that's what you were. And just because you acted out because of your abuse doesn't mean that you deserved your abuse, and doesn't mean that you weren't following exactly what you were supposed to, which was being scapegoated. She fell right into that trap and believed it about herself. But how could she not? She was being told every day she's a bitch for trying to get heat in winter. Gonzo Bombers, gotta say, I'm proud of everyone who shared their abuse stories. Gut-wrenching, yet courageous. Oh, absolutely. You could share all the videos on my channel. They're all on my channel. And the latest one that went down, which may be the most important because it's condensed abuse, it's all right there. You can't really refute it. The link is on my latest live stream on the main channel. You could hashtag it up and share all those. Please, please do. Oh, Bridget, that must be so hard to even think about. Try not to worry about things that, I mean, because your mind's going to go to the most negative place because you're worried about your baby. Try not to let that hinder you every day, because that could be debilitating, probably thinking that your daughter's being abused every day and it's out of your control. Just focus on the things you can control, because those thoughts aren't going to help you at all. And, I don't know. Autumn says her parents beat her and surrounding adults didn't do a damn thing, but they hated her for being born. Well, she didn't ask to be born. Oh, I'm so glad you were born, though, because you're so awesome. So I'm so glad you're here. Really am. And it's displaced anger. It had nothing to do with you. They're upset and mad at themselves for some reason. Probably upset, not even realizing that they have power to make choice. Choice to abuse, choice not to abuse, choice to apologize for abuse, choice to move the hell on with their life and do the right thing. Yeah, I can't think of a good name. Definitely check out my latest Spreaker on my regular channel. That Vimeo video, that should be going around to everyone so they get an opinion on it. It's very, very important. Princess Skate, Kyle, I also have forgiven her, my father. No, she was never spanked. She never spanked her children because of the beatings her father gave her. To this day, she can't bear to see a child spanked or hear a child crying in a store. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. So, Princess Skate, this footage, it's probably just killing you, isn't it? You know? And what kills people even more is knowing some people don't care. They don't even mention it or address it. They don't address it at all, or they just attack it, or they just lie in hopes that you think something bad about me and not in order to not address it. I don't agree with that. That's not okay. Hey Chris, how are you doing, honey? Okay, Gonzo. Bridget says it sucks. That is why her videos are taking her longer than intended, but she have to get it out the right way along with the raw motions in the video. Oh yeah, you want your videos to be as good, truthful, informative as possible. So yeah, take your time on them. People that upload every day, just garbage and lie to their audience, Pickleboy, They only care about money. They don't really care about the content. They don't care about what they're feeding to the audience. They don't care about what they're putting on that little child's shoulders while they're sitting off the school in an anger never dies backpack. That anger got children abused and almost killed. That anger got children abused on camera for profit. Nobody should buy a backpack. Not one person. And everyone that does buy a backpack needs to see the Vimeo video and then make a decision as to whether or not you want to buy it after that point. That's what I think should happen. Princess Gate, her father was a rageaholic and always angry. She walked in eggshells 24/7, but still got him biting his tongue and beating me. Oh, yeah. You're probably walking around doing nothing wrong, right? Just like the scapegoated daughter, turning on the, you know, turning on the heater in winter, and you're going to be abused into abuse. So you're going to be made to think you deserve it. You're going to be made to think you're bad. You're going to get gaslighted, scapegoated. It's exactly what happened to the scapegoated brother and the daughter in this family. Look at how their lives ended up. Not having access to the children, not being able to pay child support, not being the main, parent that's providing all the support and the money and the food and everything. Having gone to jail, having been addicted to drugs, they've had those kinds of problems. Would they have it if the father hadn't have scapegoated them or beat them for no reason? I'm just going to say far-fetched and say probably not, just to be honest with you. I don't think so. I think the scapegoated daughter's lying because she thinks it's okay because the family does it, when she could do better than that. She could do so much better than that. I spoke with her myself, not verbally, but on the computer, on Twitter, and on the DMs on YouTube. She was nice. She was kind. And she admitted to her pain. And now she's backpedaling it, saying that I'm crazy and that she never spoke with me. Well, stay tuned for my latest video. I'll get it out within a few days. I know, Autumn, you always say that. You're always working on not hating yourself. Don't hate yourself. You're so awesome. You're so beautiful. You're so caring. You're so giving. You're talented. You deserve to be happy. Everybody in here, find your happy place. And you know what? We have time to talk about all these things that have hurt you so badly. I did this the other day. I want to talk about, just real briefly, even if you just got to shout it out with one word. Please tell me what you love about yourself. Tell me what your strength. Tell me, even if it's just one. If you got multiple, tell me multiple. But you're not leaving this chat without telling me what you know is so great about yourself. Acknowledge it right now. Be that easy as skin. There you go, baby. There you go. I love it. What else? What else? Tell me your strengths. Tell me something positive about yourself. You've gone your whole life thinking something negative about yourself, thinking that something was wrong with you when it was a load of bullshit. Tell me right now what you know to be true about yourself that's good, that's peaceful, that's healing, that will you wake up today and feel even more proud about yourself because you acknowledge the good. Gonzo Bomber's loyal. That's why you got the wrench, buddy. Autumn Loving. Oh, I didn't even see. Here, hang on. Autumn Loving, her strength is her knowledge. Ooh, and wisdom is power, ain't it, baby? It sure is. Can't think of a good name. Kyle King is perseverance and loving heart. There you go. Chris Peck, he protects his family and his mama. Who would have thought? A grown man protecting people instead of exploiting them for money. Autumn, she's a survivor. That's huge. Shady Kid is smart and caring. Jennifer loves her kindness. Awesome. Did everyone say something? Lita, did you tell me your strength? Because I could tell you about 25 right now from you. So I definitely want to hear something about you. Princess Kate, she treats others kindly. She's a good nurse. Awesome. Love it. Bridget, her big heart. She's loyal. And she always puts her daughter, Ariana, first, even before herself. Well, I think that's called a good mom. That's what moms do. That's what the best moms do. Lita loves animals. I love that about you. I love that you love animals. Animals are the best. They pretty much are. They're the best ever. Cash out, cash out. He says he's loving and a caring person and he has a good heart. You guys need to remind yourselves about these things. And it's not supposed to, it doesn't erase your past, it doesn't erase your pain, but it reminds you of something that you should have been told about yourself from the very beginning, which is that you all are wonderful people and you have a life to live and you have happiness to experience. And even if you have to remind yourself and give the love to yourself, do it every day because you deserve it. You guys have been through enough. You've had enough. Jennifer says it's hard to think positive about herself. Did you leave something positive, though? Because even still, I know you know that there's something positive about yourself. Even if someone else tried to convince you so wholeheartedly, like in this damn divorce interview, that there's something so bad about you that it erases all their nasty behaviors, you know it's not you. Kyle says his nephews look up to him as a father figure. Well, that's great. They need you. They need you in their lives. They need you to back them up and support them and to make sure that they stay free from abuse and that you praise them every day, genuinely. You find their strengths and you push them forward to have a good, healthy, happy life. So good. They see you as a father. That's excellent. Because that's what a father's all about. That's what the father's there for. He's supposed to care. He's supposed to be loving. It's okay to be humble and show humility and have ethics and morals and pass that along to your children. It's imperative. If you don't, you end up with abusers that abuse platforms, and they do it over and over and over again because there's money to be made. Can't think of a good name is determined. Determined to expose the abuse. Determined. That's fabulous. Because a lot of people, some people cave into their abuse and give up. Do they not? I mean, the other day in the live stream, we had people talking about people that they lost to suicide directly from abuse they've experienced. So being determined is imperative because what's the opposite? Caving in and giving up to those that are hurting you or hurt you or made you believe that you should hurt yourself or you deserve to be hurt. It's all a lie. Keep staying determined. It's very important. We appreciate you too, Autumn, very much. Okay, the conversation's gone to McDonald's, everybody. We're talking about hash browns. Oh, hash browns are the best, guys. Hash browns are the greatest thing ever. Gonzo Bomber says, don't give up, Autumn. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Ever. We need you. You're important. You're a beautiful young woman. You have a big heart. I'm sick and tired of seeing these awesome, amazing people that think it's them and they have to take it out on them because it's the only way they get through their pain because of all this pain that's been pushed upon them that they don't deserve. And it's all just a big fucking lie. But I know it's hard, honey. I know. I validate your feelings. But it's my job to remind you that you're so important. You're needed. We love you. You're awesome. You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're kind. You're caring. You just kick that pain's ass. Give it a karate chop. It's okay to do. It's okay to say no. You know, you've had enough. You're gonna give yourself time to heal and be more kind to yourself. But definitely give yourself time to heal. You need that. Absolutely. You guys know each other. You found each other. You know, contact each other on Facebook and on Twitter. Stand up together like a wall. Stand up like a tree, like my friend says. You'll bend, but you won't break. Keep sharing and talking about your experiences and your pain. That's the whole point of the channel, Abuse affects people negatively and affects your whole life. You don't believe me? Check out the chat. Check out the chat. It's universal. Abuse hurts people. We're not made out of stone over here. These people, you get affected by abuse as children. I wake up as a grown woman being abused, being called names, having people bully me, make fun of the hashtag. Could care less. I know what I stand for, and I know who I am, and I know who shows up for the cause. And it's all the best possible people, the people that I want here. Can't think of a good name. Says, do you think it's the cleanup guy that flagged the channel? Well, that's the thing. You don't really know exactly who did it, but you know who doesn't want the channel up, who admitted to taking it down the last time, which was the cleanup guy, who's looking at it vehemently, trying to strike it, ban it, while never mentioning it. Just take your pick. Somebody from over there. Autumn says, makes me mad to know that they're wrong. Yeah. Autumn says she needs to get strong and get out of this mental health state system. Yeah, you do. And try everything that you can possible. The daughter in New York says that she tries different medications to help her with her depression and make her feel better. If you have to try different therapies, medications, remembering to be loving and giving to yourself every day, try anything and everything. Because how about this? You deserve it. You deserve to be happy. So try everything. And don't stop trying. Don't ever do that. B.Easy says, you said get strong like they were born weak. If you're alive, that's strong. No. No, that's not what I said. I don't know how you can misinterpret that. Uh-oh, he retracted it real quick. B.Easy, help me out here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, all these people are survivors. All these people are survivors. So they've been hurt, and it's not them. Okay. Thank you, Gonzo Bombers. Remember, one thing that may work for some won't always work for others. So what is, what's his name? Tom Cruise. What does Tom Cruise say? He's against antidepressants and medications for people. But, and he went off on, who was that? Was it Brooke Shields? I don't remember. But she said, hey, wait a second, I need that. I need that medicine. So just because Tom Cruise doesn't need it doesn't mean that it's not working for somebody else. You got to go with what works for you. And for some people, that could be anything, any kind of therapy, anything like that. Okay, honey, I got you, B. Dot. Can't think of a good name. Says, I'm surprised that Pickle flew under everyone's radar and no one noticed him during the whole Daddy 05 situation. He even recalls some people defending Pickleboy during the Daddy 05 situation. Well, Pickleboy also defended Daddy 05 in that situation. He said he stayed silent, so he knew of the abuse, which is neglect, which is child abuse. And he also helped abuse that child by gaslighting him and blaming him and actually convincing the child into thinking he did something wrong and wasn't going to be living with the family anymore and cleaning up all the dog shit in his backyard. So I'm surprised that went under the radar as well. And very surprised that YouTube still isn't looking at my video that got a strike, that has all their own footage that they made money off of from YouTube. It's funny I get the strike. I'm talking about child abuse awareness and prevention, and I used no audio of myself speaking. It seems like a big, fat double standard, doesn't it? A big, fat double standard is what we got going on here. Princess Skate says she takes 2 antidepressants and mood stabilizer. No shame in taking meds. It's a form of self-care. She has a better quality of life because of the meds. You have to do whatever it takes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. B.easy, you really need to understand what works for you may not work for someone else, and vice versa. You need to understand that concept, and you can't blame other people for taking medicines because they were abused into taking them, because that doesn't make any sense. So just be positive and encouraging of people getting better, whichever way that may be for them. Just support them. Jennifer says she agrees with Princess Skate. Meds saved her life. There you go. What? So, anyways, Kyle King says he doesn't need meds anymore because he used self control and confidence to stop his depression. There you go. Okay. So, for what works for somebody may not work for somebody else, but Kyle would probably never not acknowledge the medicine that works for them. And the ladies that use medicine would never not acknowledge the methods that are working for him. You just support everybody and hope they get through their abuse. Okay. So, that's another perspective from Kyle. Um, Autumn says it's a huge double standard. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't even talk on the video from Vimeo, the 7-minute abuse video. It's all their own footage. It's footage that the daughter from New York profited off of. It's footage that Pickleboy and Princess profited off of. It's footage that exploits the children and shows them being abused. Why is it all on their channels still? Why didn't they get a strike? It's so weird. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate that. I hope people do take something away or are able to learn something or use something to better their life or make a decision on who they watch, who they contribute the money, who they pay, who they giving their paycheck to. An abuser who's abusing for profit, who's staying silent about it while ripping down my channel. Who are you supporting on YouTube? Be very careful about that. But you know what, guys? I got to get going. I hate to end it here. Thank you for sharing the video, Cash Out. I really appreciate that. As you guys could tell, I'm going to try to get on here more often. I've been on here twice today. And I was on yesterday and I think the day before. So I'm going to keep trying to speak out for you guys, give you guys a place to come and talk while we get this abuse exposed. But I love all you guys. Gonzo Bombers, love you. Shady Kid, Bridget, B. Dot, can't think of a good name. Princess Skate, Cash Out, Cash Out. Randall Graves, Jennifer, Lita, Chris Peck. I think I already said Bridget, Kyle King. If there's anyone I'm leaving out. Chastity was in here earlier. Howard Thomas, Nerdy One was in here listening. Zelandia, Michael Fairfax. If I forgot anybody, Gonzo Bombers. You know, thank you guys so much. The channel's nothing without you. I'll thank you every single day. And thank you for sharing your stories. And remember, before you go to sleep or wake up or continue the rest of your day, give yourself a compliment, even if it's not out loud. Feed yourself that little tiny compliment in your head because you know you deserve it. And you guys are awesome people. I love you guys all. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back on again at a later time. Love you all. Cassandra's curse. When all the knowing does no good, when absolutely nobody will listen. Why is nobody listening? What's going on? I'm just kidding, guys. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye.